Good day, everyone. Welcome to Just Mathematics. Today, we are going to begin with indices. Indices. And with this topic, we have some laws that we are going to be attending to. These laws guide mathematical operations in indices. We are going to be looking at two of those laws in today's lecture. The first of it is a raised to power x times a raised to power y is equal to a raised to power x plus y. What this law is saying is that if you have a figure raised to power another figure times that same figure as the base raised to power another figure, then we have that base raised to power x plus y. Note that I did not say a raised to power. Note that I did not say note that a raised to power x times b raised to power y is not the same as a raised to power x plus y. So what we are saying is that the two of them must be the same base. You can see the base here is a, you can see the base here is a. Here the base, one base is a, another base is b. It's not the same thing. So that law does not apply. Where the law applies is where we have same base a and a to give us that. So we are going to be taking some examples. We're going to be taking some examples. All right. If you have number A example, if you have a raised to power 2 times a raised to power 3 the answer here is a raised to power 2 plus 3, which is the same thing as a raised to power 5. Can you see? That is an example. We're going to take another example. Let's call this example B. Okay, taking another example. For instance, we have x raised to power, let's say 6 times x raised to power minus 4. X raised to power minus 4. Okay, this now gives us x. Can you tell me what it will give you? X Did you say raised to power 6? You're correct. Plus, what next? Okay, we say open bracket minus 4. You are right. Okay, now what does that give us? If we open that bracket, can you tell me what it will give us? X, right? Raised to power 6. Now we have, when this bracket opens, we have plus and minus together. And where you have plus and minus together, minus dominates. The negative sign dominates. So we have what there? Did I hear you say minus? You're correct. Very correct. Minus 4. Which leaves us with our answer to be x raised to power what? 2. Good. X raised to power 2. Good. That is the answer. Let's take another example. Let's take another example. Let's take another example. Say p raised to power minus 5 times p raised to power minus 3. Can you give me, can somebody tell me what it will be? What will be the answer be? You can quickly do that and follow me as I do it too. Well, let me give you a few minutes to do it, or a few seconds rather, to do it. Okay, what did you get? What was your answer? Okay, follow me as I solve it. We have p raised to power minus 5 plus minus 3. Yes. So like I said earlier on, that when you have plus and minus together, the negative sign, which is the minus sign, dominates. So you have your p to be equals to minus 5 minus 3. Did you get that? Okay. So minus 5 minus 3 is what? What did you get? Did you get minus 8? You're right. You're right if you got minus 8. So our p raised to minus 8 is the answer. Do you get that? Can we take one more example? Can we take one more example? One more example. All right. So let's take x raised to power minus 4 times x raised to power 2. Let me give you a few seconds to answer that. Give you a few seconds to answer that. And you see that this is very simple. These are the basic laws of indices, and we are just taking one out of it. Okay, let's go back to our problem that we are solving right now. So you come in with x. Did I hear you say raised to power minus 4 plus 2? Minus 4 plus 2. So you have your x. Can you solve minus 4 plus 2? minus 4 plus 2. What is minus 4 plus 2? To my students in class, what I used to tell them is, you are owing, take for instance, you are owing 4 anything. It could be 4 anything. You are owing 4 and you have 2. Take for example, you are owing, you went to a friend and you told the friend to borrow you 4 oranges. You are owing the friend 4 oranges. Then later you got 2 oranges from another mall, from a mall. So if you return back the 2 oranges you got to your friend that you are owing 4, are you still owing or you have? You are still owing. So that brings you to minus 2. Brings you to minus 2. It's a simple concept of minus 4 plus 2. Minus 2. All right. I think we are done with some examples that we have there. Let's go to the second law. The second law too is like it. Let's go to the second law. Okay. The second law. Second law says that if you have, for instance, a raised to power x divided by y, sorry, divided by a raised to power y. That law says that it will equal to a raised to power x minus y. A raised to power x minus y. And you see that is something similar to the first one, only that in this case the sign here is division. Okay, and you can see that this is the same thing as saying a raised to power x all over a raised to power y, because this is the same thing as division. A raised to power x all over a raised to power y is the same thing as a raised to power x divided by a raised to power y. You get the same thing, which is a raised to power x minus y. That's the second law, that if you have a raised to power x divided by a raised to power y, then the answer will be a raised to power x minus y. And we take some examples. Let's take some examples. Let's take some examples. Okay. Example 1. A raised to power 7 divided by a raised to power 5. Can somebody tell me what it will give us? Good. It gives us a raised to power 7 minus 5. A raised to power 7 minus 5. and 7 minus 5 is 2. Final answer is a raised to power 2. Good, if you got it, means you are following, and I'm very happy you are. Can we take another example? X raised to power minus 4 divided by x raised to power minus 3. Can somebody tell us what that would be? This is x raised to power minus 4 minus 3. Okay, if you got that, you're doing well. If you got that, you're doing well. It gives us what? X raised to power minus 4. Okay, wherever you see this minus and minus come together like this, will give you a positive sign when the bracket opens up. So we want to open up the bracket and we have a negative sign here, another negative sign here. It gives you a positive sign. So you have plus 3. And if you use my illustration above of the orange being owed, take for instance, you are owing, this minus means you are owing from my explanation. So we have minus 4, you are owing 4 oranges, and you later went to the mall to buy 3 oranges. You bought 3 oranges, that means you have it. This positive means you have it. This negative means you are owing. You are owing 4 oranges, you have 3 oranges. If you pay back 3 out of the 4 you are owing, what's left? You are left with 1. Are you owing or you have? Answer that. Are you owing or you have? Good. You are owing. You're still owing. So your answer becomes x raised to power minus 1 because you're still owing. So that is the answer to that. If you got it, give yourself a hand clap. Let's take another example. Let's take another example. Okay? Let's take example A raised to power 8 divided by A raised to power minus 5. So let's do this. Can you do it now? You have A raised to power 8 minus, in brackets, 5 minus 5. Don't forget it's minus here. Minus 5. Don't forget what I told you, that when you open the bracket, you have A raised to power 8. When minus and minus open up to each other, it changes to a positive sign. So plus 5. Your answer becomes, therefore, A raised to power 13. A raised to power 13. Look at it very well. Study it very well, as we are going to take our last example before we end this class. We are going to take our last example before we end this class. Okay. So we go to our last example before we end this class. And the last example x raised to power 2 divided by x raised to power 6. Okay, and someone tell me what that would be. Tell me what that would be. Okay, good. You have x raised to power 2 minus 6. 2 minus 6, which will be, using that same illustration as owing and having oranges. Here, this 2 has a positive, this 2 here has positive in front of it, although it's not, you can't see it, but actually is a plus in front of it. And this is minus 6. Okay, so you have 2 oranges and you are owing 6 oranges. When you give back these 2 that you are owing to the person that you are owing, you are left with what? 4. Good. Do you have the 4 or you are owing it? You are owing it. 4. X raised to power 4. This is the end of today's topic, and we are going to have more classes. We're going to have more classes in our next edition. Thank you.